So basically, this Reddit post has been blowing up on Twitter, and I thought I'd just read it out to spread awareness. So I can personally weigh in on this. I reverse engineered the app, and I feel confident in stating that I have a very strong understanding for how the app operates, or at least operated as of a few months ago. TikTok is a data collection service that is thinly veiled as a social network. If there is an API to get information on you, your contacts, or your device, or they're using it. Phone hardware, CPU type, number of course, hardware ID, screen dimensions, DPI, memory usage, disk space, etc. Other apps you've installed. Everything network related, IP, local IP, router MAC, your MAC, Wi-Fi access point name, whether or not you're rooted or jailbroken. Some variants of the app had GPS pinging enabled at the time, roughly once every 30 seconds. This is enabled by default if you ever location tag a post, if I recall correctly. The scariest part of all of this is that much of the logging they're doing is remotely configurable, and unless you reverse every single one of their native libraries and manually inspect every single authenticated function, they have several different protections in place to prevent you from reversing or debugging the app as well. App behavior changes slightly if they know you're trying to figure out what they're doing. There's also a few snippets of code on the Android version that allows for the downloading of a remote zip file, unzipping it, and executing said binary. There's zero reason a mobile app would need this functionality legitimately. On top of all of the above, they weren't even using HTTPS for the longest time. They leaked users' email addresses in their HTTP REST API, as well as their secondary emails used for password resets. Don't forget about the users' real names and birthdays too. It was all publicly viewable a few months ago. They provide users with a taste of virality to entice them to stay on the platform. Your first TikTok post will likely garner quite a bit of likes, regardless of how good it is, assuming you get past the initial moderation queue, if that's still a thing. Most users end up chasing the dragon. Oh, there's also a ton of creepy old men who have direct access to children on the app, and I've personally seen some really suspect stuff. 40, 50-year-old men getting 8 to 10-year-old girls to do duets with them with sexually suggestive songs. Those videos are posted publicly. TikTok has direct messaging functionality. Here's the thing though, they don't want you to know how much information they're collecting on you and all the security implications of all of that data in one place, and I must say, are fucking huge. They encrypt all of the analytic requests with an algorithm that changes with every update, just so you can't see what they're doing. They also made it so you can't use the app at all if you block communication to the analytics host off at the DNS level. For what it's worth, I've reversed the Instagram, Facebook, Reddit and Twitter apps, and they don't collect anywhere near the same amount of data that TikTok does, and they sure as hell aren't outright trying to hide exactly what they're being sent like TikTok. It's like comparing a cup of water to the ocean. They just don't compare. So in conclusion, yeah, just delete TikTok and go live your life.